I watched my husband get knocked out cold defending me on New Year's Eve, and honestly, I gave my number to one of his attackers right after. I know how that sounds, but let me explain how we got there, because this whole thing is way more complicated than it seems. I'm Brittany, 29, and my husband Jordan is 38. We met at Food Lion, where we both still work. I'm a cashier, and he works in the meat department. When we first got together 2 years ago, everything was perfect. He was different from the younger guys I usually dated. Mature, stable, had his own place. But now, God, I don't even know where to start. See, my ex Blake wasn't perfect, but at least he knew how to treat a woman. Like he worked at Target and barely made anything, but he'd still surprise me with nice things. Jewelry, cute outfits, whatever I wanted, really. Jordan? He's got this weird thing about money, always going on about saving for retirement and emergency funds. Like, hello? We're not ancient, and I want to enjoy life now. I guess I should have seen the red flags when he told me about his ex-wife taking half his savings in their divorce. Ever since then, he's been so uptight about every little purchase. But I didn't think it would get this bad. Christmas was the last straw. I'd been hinting for months about this gorgeous Michael Kors bag. Nothing crazy, just $300. You know what he got me instead? A plain black work bag from Target. Said it was practical since my old one was falling apart. Like, way to miss the point completely. So New Year's Eve rolls around, and we're already fighting before we even get to the club. We're at this chain restaurant, nothing fancy because heaven forbid we splurge a little, and I bring up the bag thing again. Jordan gets all defensive, starts lecturing me about budgeting and responsibility. I'm sitting there thinking about how my friends' husbands treat them, buying them whatever they want, while I'm stuck with Mr. Dave Ramsey over here counting every penny. The thing is, Jordan used to be fun. When we first met, he'd take me out, buy me drinks, act like a real man. Now he's always stressed about bills and savings and whatever. It's like he turned into this boring old guy overnight. And yeah, maybe I've been spending a bit more lately, but it's my money too, right? I work just as hard as he does, even if he makes more. At the club, I'm already over it. Jordan's drinking more than usual, probably because I've been ignoring him all night. Every time a cute guy looks my way, I make sure to smile back. Not like I'm trying to hook up or anything, just having some fun. Jordan notices, obviously, and keeps trying to get me to dance with him or whatever, but I'm not in the mood to play happy couple. The crazy part is, deep down, I know I'm being petty. But it's like, when did my life become about practical bags and budgets? I'm not even 30 yet, and I feel like I'm trapped in some boring suburban nightmare. All my single friends are out there living their best lives, posting cute outfit pics on Instagram, going on real dates, while I'm arguing about grocery bills with a guy who thinks splurging means getting name-brand cereal. I keep thinking about how different things were with Blake. Sure, we fought about stuff, but never about money. If I wanted something, he'd find a way to get it for me. Jordan acts like every purchase needs a committee meeting and 3 forms of approval. It's suffocating. By midnight, I'm so done. Jordan's getting sloppy drunk, which he never does, and I'm honestly embarrassed to be seen with him. He keeps trying to apologize for the bag thing, but now he's slurring his words, and it's just pathetic. I'm standing there thinking about how this is supposed to be a fun night, and instead I'm babysitting my cheap drunk husband, who can't even buy me a decent Christmas present. Little did I know things were about to get way more interesting in the smoking area. But honestly, looking back now, I probably should have seen it coming. When you're that frustrated with someone, and you've had a few drinks, and suddenly these younger, hotter guys start paying attention to you, well, let's just say the night was far from over. I never planned for any of this to happen. But standing there in that club, watching Jordan get drunker and sloppier while these cute guys kept checking me out, something just snapped. Like, why should I have to settle for this? Why can't I have the life I see all over social media? Cute bags, fancy dinners, a man who actually makes me feel special. God, if I'd known how everything was about to play out in that smoking area, but you know what? Maybe it needed to happen. Maybe we all needed to see who Jordan really was, and who I really was too. So we're in the smoking area, right? And I'm just trying to get some fresh air. because Jordan's being extra clingy and weird. That's when these two guys walk up, both probably around 25, looking like they actually take care of themselves, unlike someone I know. The taller one, Tyler, catches my eye right away. He's wearing this fitted button-down that shows off his arms, and I'm not going to lie, I noticed. They're standing near us, and I can feel Tyler checking me out. His friend Chris is pretty cute too, but Tyler's got this confidence about him that just, yeah, Jordan's swaying a bit at this point, trying to act all protective by putting his arm around me, which is just embarrassing. Tyler looks right at me and goes, "Nice dress, your body's incredible in it," and finally, someone notices. I spent forever picking this dress out, and all Jordan said when he saw it was that it was a little much for a club. Chris joins in, making some comment about my curves, and I'm laughing because, hey, at least someone appreciates how I look. Jordan's face is getting all red. You know that weird, blotchy thing older guys get when they're drunk and mad? He starts puffing up like some discount bouncer, telling them to show some respect, and that's my wife you're talking to. I'm literally dying inside because he sounds like someone's angry dad. That's when it gets crazy. Jordan actually shoves Tyler, like full-on pushes him. Tyler barely moves, but Chris steps up immediately. I'm watching this thinking, Jordan, what are you doing? Because let's be real, these guys are younger, fitter, and there's two of them. Plus, Jordan can barely stand straight. It happens so fast, Chris just boom. One punch and Jordan drops like a sack of potatoes, just crumples to the ground, out cold. And you want to know the worst part? My first thought wasn't even about if he was okay. I was thinking about how pathetic he looked lying there, this almost 40-year-old man who tried to act tough and couldn't back it up. Everyone's crowding around, someone's calling for help. But Tyler pulls me aside. He's got this look in his eyes like he knows exactly what I'm thinking. He says, "You deserve better than some jealous old drunk who can't handle seeing other men want you." And God helped me. But in that moment, he was right. While people are checking Jordan's pulse and stuff, Tyler's just talking to me so normally, like my husband isn't unconscious 10 feet away. He's saying all the right things. How a woman like me should be showered with nice things, taken out properly, treated like I'm special. When he asks for my number, I don't even hesitate. I mean, Jordan's knocked out cold. What's he going to do about it? I know how this sounds. Trust me, I know. But you haven't been living with someone who makes you feel guilty for wanting nice things, who tries to act all macho when he clearly can't handle himself, who's turned into this boring, cheap shadow of the man I thought I married. In that moment, giving Tyler my number felt like taking back control. Looking back, the whole scene was just messy. While Jordan's still out cold, Tyler's friend, Chris, is actually recording everything on his phone, which, like whatever, everyone records everything these days. Some random girl is holding tissues to Jordan's nose because it's bleeding. And I'm standing there exchanging looks with Tyler while he puts my number in his phone. He even sends me a quick text right there, so I have his number too. Jordan starts coming to all confused and groggy right as Tyler and Chris are about to leave. I see this flash of something in Jordan's eyes, like he's trying to piece together what he's seeing. Here's his wife chatting and laughing with the guys who've just knocked him out. But honestly, he brought this on himself. If he hadn't tried to act all tough guy, none of this would have happened. Security finally shows up, but by then, Tyler and Chris are already gone. Someone called us a taxi, and the whole ride home, Jordan keeps asking what happened, like he can't remember. I'm just scrolling through my phone, already seeing Tyler's first message. "Hope you get home safe. Your man clearly can't take care of that himself. The next few days are just, Jordan's walking around with this huge bruise on his face, acting all quiet and weird." Meanwhile, I'm texting with Tyler non-stop. He's everything Jordan isn't. Exciting, confident, knows how to talk to a woman. He keeps sending these flirty messages about how he hasn't stopped thinking about how hot I looked in that dress. Jordan tries to bring up what happened that night, but I shut that down real quick. I tell him he's lucky those guys didn't press charges for him shoving them first. He's all worried about whether I was talking to them after he got knocked out, and I'm just like, you were drunk and starting fights you couldn't finish. What did you expect to happen? The best part? Tyler's friend Chris shared the video in their group chat, and Tyler sent it to me. Watching it again, Jordan looks even more pathetic than I remembered. One punch and down he went. Tyler keeps making these jokes about it, and I know I shouldn't laugh, but come on. Jordan was trying so hard to act like some tough protector when he can't even handle himself in a fight. I started telling Tyler about all the stuff with Jordan being cheap, and he's so understanding. He's like, a woman like you should be spoiled, not counting pennies with some guy who can't even buy you a decent Christmas present. And it's true. I'm not asking for private jets here just to feel special sometimes. Jordan's getting more suspicious, though. He keeps giving me these looks when I'm on my phone trying to peek at who I'm texting. But he pays the phone bill, right? If he's so worried, he can just check it himself. Part of me almost wants him to. Maybe then he'll realize what happens when you treat your wife like some budget line item instead of a queen. Everything blew up last night. We were fighting about money again. Shocker. Because I bought some new shoes without consulting him first, like I need permission to spend my own money. He started in with his usual lecture about budgets and saving, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I told him he was pathetic, that a real man wouldn't nickel and dime his wife to death. That's when something in him snapped. He got this look in his eyes I'd never seen before, and grabbed my phone right out of my hand, started yelling about how he pays the bill, so technically it's his phone anyway. I tried to grab it back, but he was already scrolling through my messages with Tyler. You should have seen his face when he read everything, all the jokes about him getting knocked out. The video Tyler sent me, our plans to meet up, me telling Tyler how cheap and boring Jordan is, how embarrassing it was watching him try to act tough that night. Jordan just kept getting redder and redder, reading message after message. You gave him your number while I was unconscious. He was practically shaking. You're laughing about me getting knocked out, planning to meet up with the guy. What kind of wife does that? I just lost it. Told him everything I'd been holding back. How he turned into this controlling gut, cheap old man who can't even defend his wife properly. How embarrassing it was watching him try to act tough, with guys who were clearly out of his league. How Tyler was more man than he'd ever be. Jordan completely freaked out. Threw my phone against the wall so hard it shattered. The phone he's going to have to replace since he's so concerned about his precious money. Started screaming about respect and marriage vows. I was actually scared for a minute. He was so angry I thought he might hit me, so I did what any smart woman would do. I called the police. You should have seen Jordan's face when I told the 911 operator I didn't feel safe. He went from raging to panicking real quick. But here's where it gets good. When the cops showed up, one of them recognized Jordan from the knockout video. Turns out it had gone viral on our local social media. The cop even pulled it up on his phone. There's my husband trying to act tough, then dropping like a sack of potatoes while I'm chatting up his attacker. Jordan moved out that night and I started seeing Tyler for real. Well, if you can call meeting up at sketchy motels seeing someone. But whatever. At least he knew how to show a girl a good time. No lectures about money or responsibility, just pure fun. Sure, he never took me on actual dates or introduced me to his friends, but I figured that would come with time. Everything at work got super awkward. All my co-workers at Food Lion who used to agree with me about how controlling Jordan was suddenly turned on me. They'd whisper when I walked by, making comments about what kind of woman would give her number to someone who just knocked out her husband. Like they've never made mistakes. Please. I kept telling myself I was finally living my best life, even though Tyler would only text me late at night or when he was bored. Then, last week, he hit me with it. Look, you're cool and everything, but you're getting kind of old for me. I'm trying to live my life, you know. Can't be tied down with someone pushing 30. Just like that, he was gone. Blocked my number, deleted me on everything. And now I'm sitting here staring at this positive pregnancy test, like some sick joke from the universe. 3 tests, actually, all positive. I'm pregnant with Tyler's baby. The guy who knocked out my husband used me for a few weeks, then called me too old and disappeared. Jordan already filed for divorce. He's actually dating someone new already. Some younger girl from the produce department who probably doesn't give him grief about money. Meanwhile, I'm alone in our old apartment that I can barely afford on my cashier's salary, carrying the baby of a guy who literally filmed himself knocking out my ex-husband and then ghosted me. But you know what? None of this would have happened if Jordan hadn't been so cheap and controlling. If he just bought me that stupid Michael Kors bag for Christmas instead of acting like we were one purchase away from bankruptcy. If he hadn't tried to act all tough guy at the club when everyone could see he couldn't back it up. If he'd just been the man I needed him to be instead of this boring practical guy always worried about the future. The worst part is everyone at work knows. They've all seen the video of me giving my number to Tyler while Jordan was bleeding on the ground. Now they're going to watch me get bigger and bigger with his baby. My manager already moved me to mainly working the self-checkout because some customers recognized me from the video and complained. Tyler's friend Chris still has the video up on his social media. Sometimes late at night, I watch it again. There's Jordan trying to defend my honor or whatever. Then boom, lights out, and there I am clearly checking out Tyler while my husband's unconscious at my feet. The comments are brutal. Everyone's calling me the worst wife ever, saying I'm getting what I deserve, but they don't understand. They haven't lived my life, dealt with a husband who turned into a completely different person after marriage. Though, I guess now I'm going to be a single mum working as a cashier watching Jordan move on with his life while I raise his attacker's baby. But I still say this is all Jordan's fault. If he'd just been different, none of this would have happened.